What's up, guys? It's Lugo back with Flex Appeal 81. Today was week 14, day two, my primary squat session. Um, it was a good one. I think that these squats were good. They could have been better. I think maybe I was doing a little bit less hinge than I like, and maybe a little bit too much forward knee travel. I think. I don't know. I'm unsure. Although they moved pretty well, everything moved well. I had a top set of four with 297, and then back downs 3x4 with 264. So the heaviest weight every week is just going up. I jumped like 11 kilos from last, or not 11 pounds from last week, and it moved pretty well. Here's just some singles that I had on the way up. Um, I don't know. I mean, they could have been better. My form is not that great this week. I feel like although my elbows were tracking under the bar, I think that I genuinely might have just had too much forward knee travel, and I'm not like hinging enough like I normally do. Um, and I think maybe that's just because I've been on top of my mobility that like I'm able to move forward more. But I mean, either way, they moved fine. It was good. And then here's my back downs with 264 fast. I'm still very happy with this. Um, the best thing that I can ask for is that my back downs are not hard, especially now because I'm like week two of seven of this strength block, so I still got quite a bit to go. Obviously my last week is my max out, I think, in the peak into the max out. So just building a good solid foundation for when I max out squat. And obviously everything's going to be beltless, sleeveless, so I really have to make sure that everything is tracking right because I have no compensation. It's just going to be raw squat, which, man, I don't think I've done a raw squat max in years, like 7 years, since I was like 18, or maybe 8 years since I was like 17. Because I think I started squatting with a belt and sleeves when I was like 18. So maybe when I was 17 and I did like 315, or no, I think it was like 335 or 340 or something at my meet, where I just like was literally hamstrings to calves, just fucking like actually bottoming out squat, and it moved pretty well. I definitely had more on squat, and then I kind of boofed my squat training for a little bit because I just had no clue what I was doing, and I wanted to program for myself because I was poor. Um, I definitely did a lot of useless training in my youth. Not really knowing standard periodization and just maybe doing volume for too much and then maybe not doing enough on everything else and just like stacking, compound volume, which I think is a big mistake that I made, was just doing so many squats and squat variations or bench and bench variations and not doing enough like accessory movements early in my lifting career, where I just had very little variety and I was just jamming so much volume on the main lifts, where it's like I probably would have just benefited more from doing squat twice, because I think I was trying to do like squat three times, bench twice, and I was just like comp benching. And then the one thing that I got right was deadlifts because Dan Green was a heavy influence, so I would do like deficit deadlifts, deficit stiff leg deadlifts, stuff like that. So my lower back and my hamstring got really strong because of that, but I didn't really have like a strong squat influence that I could look up to because although I really like Dan Green, we didn't really squat very similar, in similar styles. So I was always looking for that and looking for somebody to model my squat after. And I think over time, I just kind of took things from different lifters and kind of, you know, made it my own. Obviously being somebody that has like a bigger bone structure, I have to go a little bit wider, especially right now to fit my my stomach in. I'm not just jamming in there. And then, I think I'm gonna switch from heels again. Although I really do like my position when I use heels, I think that the stability that I get from flats is just a lot better, as well as when I get my ankle dorsiflexion even better. I will be able to, get close to that position. Obviously, I won't get the exact same, but it'll be there, so I'm just excited. I'm not glad. I hope you enjoy my squat stories and my shitty training history. But that's pretty much it for today. If you enjoyed, consider leaving a like, a comment, or subscribe. And I'll see you tomorrow for deadlifts and day 82. Thanks for watching.